Hey, good evening to all of you. Really sorry, guys. I don't know why again. Fine. Yeah, I believe I'm audible, guys. So let's continue. All right. Cool. Okay, so what is it that we are going to do in today's section? So we're going to continue with the registration form and try to see if we'll be able to finally link this to the database, right? I mean, in Excel format now. Okay, so we are not using the database. Connect this to a spreadsheet so that whatever we fill through the form, we get it. I mean, we get a backup here in Excel. Fine. So yesterday we saw actually how we load this by using the load workbook function. Obviously, we imported some model. Yeah, thank you. And then we're going to look into some of the methods. Okay, say maybe we declare some functions that will be able to help us to insert into the cell, ensuring that nobody inserts an empty stuff, right? And then we look at the clear button, and then finally how we save this actually. Okay, and try to kind of work on the fonts to make it look attractive. All right, and then finally we see the completed product. Okay. Having said this, now let's proceed. I minimize this, and then we get back here, and just to kind of put you guys through what we've done. So yesterday we showed a kind of a naive form, the form that literally does nothing. Okay, the form does nothing. So we thought of, okay, why don't we create a form that will be able to do something? Yes or no? And because of that, we kind of, let me just put you guys through what we did. I will run this for now. Control Shift F10. So first thing, we created this form. Okay, a recap of what happened yesterday. We created the form. Okay, and then we added this. We changed this icon, right? So we changed the icon. Okay, so and then we created these labels. Fine. So we are going to create text boxes by the side now. Okay, and then maybe create a submit button. So we start with whatever we have to do today. So we know that with this form, we wanted it to talk to a database. So I demoed something like that yesterday, okay? So fine, let's continue. Sorry, I keep using database interchangeably as Excel. So for that, this is how my working directory looks like. Close this. How is my working directory looking like? Like this Sunday, okay? Here I got this Excel sheet, blank Excel sheet. It's called registration form.xsls. Fine. So for now, nothing is here. So I really need to refer to these columns, okay? And I want to populate whatever I'm going to populate. So instead of saying students, whatever now. So maybe first name, row number, or whatever, okay? So row number dash maybe like first name, last name, contact number, and stuff. So we want to take the whatever input from Python code itself. Okay, so this is what it is, and then we already emphasize on the on why we have to keep everything in our working directory. Okay, this is done. So let's continue. So we ran this program, and this is what we have now, right? So you remember here yesterday we stopped somewhere here, and I said today we are going to, I just modified this, okay, put it inside, trying to use the concept of class. So one thing I want to show you guys, which I added, I tried to put some background. So let's look at this. So for now, if you run this code, just use configure, say background equals gray or something, Control Shift F10. So you see I'm getting some funny background. I didn't like this, okay? So what I want you, most of you, to do, in case if you want to be creative about it, you just go back to your color palette. Okay, so and choose some background color. Let's say I wanted some background color here. Okay, maybe I wanted this. I will just show that, but I'm not interested in choosing any background color now. So I come back here. If you paste this, you're going to get an error. Please look here. Control Shift F10. You will get an error. It says unknown color, blah blah blah. Okay, because it is a hexadecimal color. So put hash in front of it. Control Shift F10. Color barote. So you get this color, okay? But for now, you see, again, it's making these guys to look funny because this is the background color. So that means I need also this label widget color, right? So I have to do this. So for now, I will remove the background color, okay? So that's why I commented this guy out. I commented it out, and then I left it like this. Let's finish the main thing before we begin to beautify it, okay? So this is it for now. All right. So, I think we should create a submit button. So I have kept some grid. Okay, so before that, sorry, please, let's place the widgets at their respective position now, because you see we have this widget, no labels, right? So okay, so we have the label, we have this name field, right? So this name field now we have to place at a particular location. So we have placed our label widgets, right? The label is in place now. For now, label is placed. Yes or no? Row 0, column 1, row 2, column 0, whatever, row 3, column whatever. We have placed them, and we also placed this also yesterday. This we've done yesterday. So these guys now we have to place them, right? Then this guy will be on 6, and then we need to create one more, right? 6, and then this will be on 7. Okay, so if that is the case, I need to create this method, okay, because it's saying it's not there. So I'll go up here, remember here, right? So the same thing, you can actually copy this, fine, and then you paste down, and this will be focus 7. Now where do you, oh sorry, remember now we are going to get confused now, right? So look here, so 7 is pointing to address field, 6 is pointing to email field, then 5 should point to contact field, right? So 5 should point to contact field. So this becomes 5 is pointing to contact field, no problem. Then email, this is email, right? And the last is address, so this is email, fine. And then this is address, so this will be contact, okay? So say contact underscore field. Okay, so this is done, so no problem with this. So we've done this, okay? So now let's start setting them. So this is fine. So after that, now the third is what? Same field, row field, like that. So say same address field, let it be Control Shift F10. So we are good to go. So now we got all these things in this order. So this is fine. Oh, okay, course name I didn't take it out also anyway. So find full name, I want now contact number is having that behavior, this, and then the last one. So take it out from full name, no problem. All right, so this is done. So full name, maybe we want it to be bold, it doesn't matter. Just playing with it, it doesn't matter, fine. So this is done, and we ensure that that holds true, fine. Okay, we've created the button, we've tried playing with this, and we feel like, okay, we are looking like, okay, we are habahubali. Now, we need to create an Excel function, okay, that will be able to insert some stuff at a particular location in Excel. Please look here. We have loaded this, fine. Now we need to define a method to manipulate Excel sheets. So what are we trying to do actually? So for most of you that didn't know, so let's go back here. So we needed to reference this location. So if you come here, okay, the name is already called registration form, but we needed to refer to some locations, right? So for that, there'll be some lengthy codes I should be able to remember, otherwise we see. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so for that we need what we call dimension. So Excel is the object, right? So we call the sheet is the object which we created, so we need to use it to refer this, right? So this is the row, right, guys? So row 1 column 1 is referring to this what cell? What is the cell? A1. Agreed? So you can see it here, the name is A1. If I move here, A2. If I move to the other one, A3. So I need to grab this, right? The header. So they are called A, B, C, D, E, F. How many of them will I need? It is countable, right? So I think we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yes, to G. So let's grab that. And after that, now we now need to refer to the location, right? So this is what row 1, column 1. Did you agree, guys? Row 1, column 1. This is the cell I was referring to. Maybe I'll zoom it out a bit. So this is what? First row here, first column, right? So you see row 1, column 1. Then the next one will be what now? Row 1, right? Column 2. Agreed? So other one, row 1, column 3. So on the same row, right? So once this is done, you have to make your function to actually increment. Let's say we have finished inserting this. So this has to be whatever we call it. It will increment and come to the next one. Okay, let's do for the first case and then you see what I mean. So here, we get back here and then, so I said sheet dot. I have actually typed this, okay, trying to test things out. But let me show you what we mean. There is a method called column dimension. So where do we get these sheets? From the sheet object which we created, right? You can call it anything. So once you say sheet dot, now these are all the methods that are there. So what we are interested in is in column dimension. So let's look at this, okay? So do a little study on column dimension. So you say column underscore dimension in open Word by Excel, okay? So what does this do? So open the column dimension in OpenPy Excel. So adjusting, see here, rows and this using that. Okay. So I'll open this now. So this prerequisites you have to have done this. We did that also yesterday. Okay. So and then I visited this yesterday itself. Okay. So you can actually see here where you use this. Okay, the prerequisite. So we know what it is. So here, actually we saw this yesterday, right? We need now to write this at a particular location, right? So we have all these things. Okay, so what it's doing is it will point here, but I want to know what should go into this cell, this row 1 column 1. I want to know what is going into it. What will go into row 1 column 2? What will go into row 1 column 3? Sorry, yes, row 1 column 3. Yes, row 1 column 4. Okay, yep, fine. If we're going to point this now, so we know that this is it. So we're going to use the sheet object which we created. So we say sheet. Now in this case, now we have to talk of cell. So we need to do a study on this, right? So this is going to take rows and columns. So we can ask Google also for help. So what does this mean when we say sheet in this, right? OpenPy or whatever. Cell. Open dot, yes, good. Cell dot value, because we need to know what value we are taking putting that. How to access the values of this using that. Okay, so you see again, Stack Overflow is always our best bet, or you look at this tutorial also documentation, no problem. So let's see, maybe somebody see I'm having a real trouble with this since the cell dot value function returns the formula using the cell. Okay, for this or that, and somebody saying first we have imported this and we imported load workbook. Fine. So we use this and we open that. Now this is what we wanted to write. So maybe they will tell him to change this, right, to that, to a particular reference. So in that way you got what we are talking about. So everything we are using, the object and everything. So this is fine. And that is what exactly we are trying to do. So we want to point it. You can do this, okay? But this you are taking one after the other. See, insert at the first location. There are lots of methods in here. So for that we say sheet that, then and then sheet.cell, and inside here we're going to take some arguments, right? So we say row. Okay, this goes into the first row, right? Then column is first column, right? SOLUMN. So we are referring to cell A. Fine. So once this is inside, then what will be the value? So we say dot value attribute, right? Whatever we want to write into it. What do we want to write at that location, position, guys? Do you remember? It's called student's name, I think, right? So we call it full name, right? Full name is what we want to write at that location. Course, semester, row number. So we take this full name, course, semester, row number. So we come back here. Where are we? Yes, value. Okay, we say it is what? Full name. Full name. Okay. Okay. So for now, this might not allow us because we have not written all of them to that. But let me try and see if this will be written. No, sorry, because we need to call the met function. Look, we are still defining the Excel function, right? Obviously, even if I run this, okay, it will not work. I mean, let's see here. It will not work because the method is not being called. Okay, full name is what we want to write at that position. Now, if you watch here, once I say submit, obviously, right, I need to call this. So let me go and call it in this button thing. We go and complete this. See, this is open. So please remember, this has to be closed. Let's see if it's talking to it actually. Control Shift F10. Now let me say submit. Okay, nothing happens. I think it's taking actually empty. Okay, let me put some stuff only for the first one. Remember, we are referring this guy. So if I say submit, let me see, or maybe let's see, no error here. Let's go and look at this. Nothing happened, guys, because obviously this is the wrong approach. Okay, so first thing, this should be closed. Okay, and then at the end of the day we should also close this for after reading. You know how to read and write to files. It follows the same thing. Okay, so for that I will leave this Excel for now, and then you see what happens when we are done with this. So this is fine, and we go down and say okay, fine, up I mean to say. So this is done. So I'm going to copy the same thing. Okay, paste that and paste that. Okay, so I think one more we need. So this is row 1. What do we do now? Okay, so we say what is it? Whatever, row 2, row 3, row 4, whatever. Okay, so this is done. Row 1 is done, column 1. So what do you think this will be? The same row, right? We've seen it here. All is on the same row only. I close my Excel, but you got the concept. So the only columns keeps changing. Column 2, column 3, 4, then 5, column 6, and the last one is column 7. Fine. So what are we going to put? What are the values now? So the first one is your full name. Then the next is course semester roll number, course semester roll number, course semester. Course. Okay. I think we call that email address, right? Just for uniformity's sake, no problem. So go back, it's called email address. Okay. So this is fine, but one thing we want to be sure, guys, so after this now you have your focus spot options, no problem. So let's see. It's Excel on define. Now, for now, this submit button, I'll use it to do something later, okay? That is the command. So let's see. Control Shift F10. If you come back, open MADI, fine. So if I do something like this and then enter, okay, I will see, obviously, it's like, okay, nothing happens here. So this is because, look, we need to verify some certain stuff, okay? I want to be sure that really you're actually talking to this form, and I want to ensure that you have cleared this, you have actually reset this after you have inserted this. And I want to ensure that if you have inserted something in this case, you should increment and go to the next cell. Yes or no? Not if you keep overwriting, then it's not making sense, right? So now, because of that, I need to modify this, okay? So this code is fine till here, and this was what we just did lastly, okay? This was what we just did, and then what we have to do now is we really need to check, okay? So we really need to check, okay, that once we insert something, once we kind of insert something, right? Where is it? Here, right? So once we insert some text, we want the other one not to be overwritten. Rather, it should do what now? It should append itself, okay? It should be added below it. So you now say, okay, now check, okay, overwrite. Check overwrite. WRITE. So I don't want to overwrite whatever is there, okay? It's empty. Print what? Appropriate message. Okay, then after this now you allow the person, right, to now do what? Validate some stuff. Then only you now use the get method to put it inside there, and finally save this to a workbook. You got the point? Okay, so if that is the case, I will just, it's so lengthy, I will go back here and I will show you what we are talking about here. Okay, so this is fine. So what the method I was trying to tell you is this method. Okay, so please look here, I want to insert. Okay, then I'll copy from here. Okay. So take this guy from here till here is fine. Hold down shift key. Now look here, enter the details. Otherwise what I will do, I'll assign this to that. Okay, and then get the maximum row. Okay, use this row now to append this to that location. Agreed? Fine. And increment the row, which is what +1 is doing. After that, I will save this to whatever. Okay, and then set back the focus to where it is. Okay, and finally call the clear method. So we have to define a function now called clear. Okay, so that the place becomes empty again. So I'll copy this. Okay, and then come back here. Okay, so this is where I want to paste it. Fine. Now, what is it that we're actually doing? Okay, so indentation is out now. So what I will do, come from here, okay, see wherever we are and just go step back. Sorry, it actually disappeared, no problem. Come back here, paste it. Okay, so this should be it. Okay, now look here. So this is what we do. Okay, we check the inputs from the user. Okay, now, so the fields has to match. Okay, so this is it, and every of the conditions should hold true, right? It should be empty. So and course field.get is empty, and okay, I better break it so that you will see. Okay, owl. Okay, okay, owl is what we called it. So there I'm using that. So I say owl. Okay, OWL, open whatever this in loads form and save. But the other one I use what? book1.xsl. Okay, and in this case, what am I using? If you go to the projects, open this guy, it is called registration form, right? So I need to refer that exactly. Okay, I don't want to be talking to something else. So registration form. Okay, that. So this is fine. Now, so this method now I have not actually created, so I'm going to comment it out. So what happens here, guys? So after this is done, okay, I really need to go down and now call my Excel method is there. Okay, Excel method will be called here. Okay, I don't need it here actually, that's why I called it down here. Fine. And now what happens here, guys? Here I'm going to call what now? Which method did we create now? Or the function we created is called what? Insert. Fine. Command equal insert. Fine. Okay, so this is done. Now let's see, Control Shift F10. Okay, so maximize this. Let's put some stuff here. Let's say we did not put anything. Let's see if this is working. We just try to submit. Can you see cell? Now we will handle this later. Okay, cell can be empty, please enter valid detail. So that means this is working, guys. Submit. Okay, it gets printed here, cell. I keep it side by side, keep this guy. Okay, so we can actually see it here, right? So clear this. Fine. So let's try to insert something here. We say Amar. Okay, and the course is CSE, then semester is 5th, then row number is MIT 1 2 3 4 whatever, then contact number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now we wanted something maybe like 910, anything 90. Fine. Address is MIT campus, anything. Okay, now and sorry, email address. Okay, Amar at rocketmail.com, rocketmail.com, and then finally is MIT campus. Okay, so if I click on submit now, oh, permission denied, registration form.xsl. Yes, please look here, guys. Permission denied, registration form.xsl, because it is open. So I have to close this guy. Close it. Now I'll try again. Now it's submitted. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to print another message saying form has been submitted successfully. Okay, so let's go now and open this guy. I will open here. Now you see it's submitted. Now did you notice, guys, initially the error came, but it was there. What you did when you close, it's inserted twice, right? So this is okay, but what we want to do now is we want to look here, guys. See, the heading also came, right? For first name, full name, course, semester, role, course, whatever. Okay, course, contact number, email, and residential address. Now, but what we wanted to do now is we want this thing to be cleared, right? So we need, you can put a clear button. Okay, also what we do, you can actually say quit again once you are done. So we can create quit and then we create clear button. Okay, so what did we do in that quit? We create another button. Okay, so this is fine. Control C, we come down here, we say create a quit button. A quit button. Okay, so what would the button do? Control V. So this button, we call it exit, or call it exit only, EXIT. Oh, sorry, where am I? Okay, so this button will be called exit, EXIT. Now, oh no, because exit is already implemented, guys. You remember, right? So you can call it BTN quit, QUIT. So inside he goes into root. Then this says exit or quit or exit. Then it is that and things like that. Maybe we call it instead of green, we can say anything, maybe cyan. I don't know what is cyan anyway, we find out. Okay, and that's it. So the command now has to be what? Exit. And this C there is already implemented. I'm talking about this guy, exit. Okay, so and we don't need this, we just say this is fine. So now, but we need to position it, right? So we say dot grid, at which position? Dot grid. Then row is what? 8, column will be 2. Agreed? Row equal 8, and then the column will be equal to what? 2. Fine. So the same. Now Control Shift F10. Let's see, it should be there. Fine. Okay, so if you maximize, you can actually see here. But it's shifted, right? So if I call here, it's exited, no problem. Okay, so I'll say column equal 1. It's going to be funny. You got the point, guys? So column equal 1 here, so I have to say column equal 2, then in between I'll go and correspond the other one. That's, anyway, we play with that later. So we are not done yet. Why are we not done? Because when we run this, look here, let me insert another thing now, Control Shift F10. So this is open, so obviously let's close it. Let me insert save. Let's do something here. Okay, we want to say Ananya Dayan whatever, Ananya Dayan okay, Ananya Prakash is also there. So course is CSC, semester maybe like third, then row number MIT 1 2 3 4, then contact number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, email address anab@gmail.com, no problem, and residential address is MIT campus. Fine. Okay, now you see submit form submitted, but this should reset, no? Or we should print a message form submitted successfully. That you have to handle, but let's reset this. Okay, so if we go here now and see, we see it is there. Let's open this form. Now you see Anania has been inserted, .sim, and things like that. Okay, so this is done. Fine. So we want this to clear, because watch, just imagine if I keep this again, it will submit. Now if I go, it's saying fine, though you keep submitting, I did not see it already, you are open. Close this. Fine. When I open it again, it's there. So this exit works. So now we have to say, okay, fine, this is done. We now need to do what now? Create the what do you call it? Reset stuff, right? Okay, so last one, we want to clear this, right? Fine. So, and what will happen? Look guys here, right? After we have saved, look here, where did we save? So we want this to happen after we have saved. Let's go up. Yeah, we have saved this. Okay, so after this save, now we now need to clear the screen. Agreed? This is what we want to do. So this method is not defined, so we go up now and define this clear method. Okay, so we want insert is done. So before after insert, we can actually put it that way before we now save, and like that, and then that's fine. So we say, okay, fine, let's go and see how the clear will look like. Okay, all right, so if I put it here, please look here guys, so I can put it anywhere. Okay, save, then set focus and clear. Okay, so definitely I might decide to clear it after. Yes, exactly. I think maybe I'll keep it here. Let's see what happens. Okay, if it misbehaves, then we go back and modify that. So say clear it, clear the screen. So clear the sheet, SHEET. Fine. So here we call it def. We are defining it. It's called clear, right? So what will happen? So we need all the fields. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Is called name underscore field. Okay, now dot what? Delete. Exactly. So you can do a little study on this also. You can go back here and say, how do we actually use this delete method? Okay, so we say delete dot this delete is delete only, delete sheet, whatever opens Excel, X open by wide. Okay, fine. Okay, so delete sheet from this. So load the worksheet into memory, save it into that, after which you want to delete something. Okay, so how do I use it? So you can look into this. Okay, by Excel. Okay, so you load see that and then and that, like that. Okay, so we have done this, so we can remove sheet. Also, you are removing the entire sheet, but we want to delete. So now please look here. Remove is like drop in a table in SQL. Okay, where you drop a table. So you use what? Delete file to delete a value, right, or a column or something like that. So we are using delete because we want to delete the contents of the cell. We don't want to delete the structure of the cell. So now what are we deleting? Okay, so now this takes these two arguments from beginning to the end of whatever you have put inside there. Okay, so this is it. So the same thing we have to do. Name field, the next one is called what? Right, name field. Next one is called course field, same row number, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter the order actually. Course field, course dot what? Delete. Fine. So I will copy paste now. Okay, so 0 comma end. Fine. So end. Now what I will do, I will just copy all this, fine, and then paste, and that's it. Okay, 4, sorry, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so this, since we know is the same thing after course field, the third one is what, who knows, some field is called field and then address field, fine. Okay, all right, so I believe we've taken care of all of them. And okay, clear is there, and then we insert here, and that's it, and that's it, and that's it, and that's it. And then we called the clear here after we have finished look here, after we have finished inserting, right? Yes, then we reset the focus back to the initial position, and then we call it. Let's see if this works. Ctrl Shift F10. Now maximize this guy. Okay, so let's say now I'm going to use someone's name. Amit Shetty is a good boy. Amit Shetty, course, he's an EC, electronics and communication engineer. Maybe he's in 5th sem. Sorry if you're in 7th sem. So he's from any college, say BIT, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then his contact number is 567-420-19, whatever. Okay, we have not validated this form. We will do that as we proceed. So email is Amit, SHETTY@gmail. Okay, .com, anything, and then we say residential address is whatever. Okay, Bangalore, anything, Pune, whatever. He has to be in Bangalore. Okay, so now we submit. Now you see immediately we submit is reset. Okay, and then the control is gone back, you see here, to the stuff. So let's say we put another person. Pavitra is there. Pavitra is there, okay, and then course is maybe she's from CSE, and then semester might be 5th sem. Okay, and then yeah, maybe roll number might be maybe whatever. She's from Velo Institute of Technology, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then whatever. Okay, and then this contact number 1, 2, 3, 4, that. Okay, so email address is pvsindhu. pvsindhu at maybe rocketmail.com. Okay, and the address is, she lives in New Delhi. Okay, so let's insert this and we wind up. So inserted, and that is it. So if I click Amit Shetty, okay, MIT, my son, don't worry, good boy. You'll be a rock star by the time you get to 5th sem. I'm really happy, good boy. So I click on this, exit. Okay, so now let's go and open it, and then we open this, and let's open our registration form, and then we see everything is there. Okay, and in that order. Okay, Amit Shetty, and then this. Okay, so on this note I want to stop, but guys, please remember this can be a very good project for most of you. It's for so long. Okay, we do this tomorrow. Okay, and then we try to see what else we can actually do on this. So on this note, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, but don't forget how we started. Okay, yesterday we just built the form without any intelligence, right? Today we modify the form, and then we are able to now check all the conditions. Okay, that once you submit some stuff, you should also kind of do this. But we are noticed some flaw, and we ended up adding another exit button. So this button, we did not even implement the method because it's called exit by default. Okay, so and I want you also, and we also added this, actually the icon, which was actually added yesterday, and we tried being creative with the title and things like that. So yes, so that is it for now. Okay, so on this note, I want to thank you guys for tuning in.